Varanasi, the city where life and death walk hand in hand. Every dawn, smoke rises from the ghats, carrying the last breaths of thousands toward the heavens. Tourists come seeking salvation, pilgrims come seeking peace. But the locals? They know there are places where neither can be found. One of those places is known only in whispers. The shadow of Manikarnika. They say the pyres there never die out completely. Even when the wind howls and the rain falls, a single flame always remains. And if you walk past that flame after midnight, it doesn't warm you, it calls your name. Dr. Arjun Mehta didn't believe in ghosts. A respected historian from Delhi University, he spent his life studying death rituals and forgotten folklore. When he heard stories about the ghats of Varanasi, he thought it would make an excellent paper, a blend of anthropology and superstition. He packed his cameras, his microphones, and his laptop, and took the overnight train to the city that never stops burning. When he arrived, the air smelled of ashes and flowers. Cows wandered lazily between funeral fires, and priests murmured chants that had been repeated for 1,000 years. He spoke to locals, cremation workers, boatmen, monks, but whenever he mentioned Manikarnika's shadow, their eyes shifted away. An old man at a tea stall warned him softly, "Don't go there at night. The dead still breathe there." Arjun smiled, thanked him, and carried on. The first day passed quietly. He walked through the narrow alleys, documenting every chant, every ritual. By evening, the orange glow of the pyres lit the river like a trembling mirror. He set up his camera near the water and began recording. Nothing strange happened until 2:47 in the morning. When he played back his audio, he heard something beneath the chants, a faint, melodic voice, a woman's voice, singing under the water. Her words were slow, mournful, ancient. At first he thought it was an echo or perhaps someone bathing nearby, but when he enhanced the audio, the sound changed. It began to repeat the same tune in his own voice. That night, he barely slept. The next morning, while packing his equipment, an old boatman approached him. He spat into the river and said, "You heard her, didn't you? The drowned widow. She waits for men who seek the truth." Arjun frowned. "Who is she?" The boatman's hands trembled. Her husband burned her alive on their wedding night. She jumped into this river before the flames could finish her. Now she sings from beneath the water, waiting for those who listen. He leaned closer. "If you go back, she'll know your name." Then he walked away. Arjun should have left that night, but curiosity has a voice louder than fear. He returned to the ghat the following evening just before midnight. The river was strangely still. No wind, no ripples, just a thick fog curling above the water. He set up his camera facing the darkness and hit record. At exactly 3:13 a.m., the temperature dropped so fast that frost formed on his lens. He looked up and saw her. A woman stood on the river's surface. Her bridal sari floated around her like smoke. One half of her face was burned black. The other half was untouched, almost serene. In her hands, she held something small, a clay lamp, still burning under the fog. Arjun whispered, "Who are you?" She tilted her head, and the flame in her hand went out. The next thing he heard was her voice, chanting softly in Sanskrit, but the words were reversed, playing backward like a broken record. He tried to step back, but his legs wouldn't move. His camera began to glitch. The sound waves on his laptop twisted, forming the shape of a human eye. And in the reflection of the screen, he saw himself smiling. But he wasn't smiling at all. Suddenly, the chanting stopped. The river went completely silent. Not even the crackle of the pyres could be heard. Then, a splash. Small ripples appeared around his feet. The air smelled of burnt flesh and jasmine flowers, and from the darkness came hundreds of whispers rising from beneath the surface, each one speaking a different name, until one voice, hers, whispered his.
Arjun.
When the sun rose, Arjun was gone. Villagers said they saw his lantern drifting across the Ganges, but there was no boat beneath it. When the police arrived, they found his camera still recording on the bank. The footage was short, barely 5 minutes long. No image, only sound. The same soft chanting, and beneath it, the rhythmic noise of hundreds of footsteps walking in circles underwater, as if an invisible ritual was being performed far below the surface. The authorities called it an accident, a man who slipped into the river and drowned. But those who listened to the recording never forgot the sound of those footsteps. A week later, Arjun's students received his lost equipment. They opened the final video file. At first, it was static, white noise, faint whispers. Then, Arjun appeared. He was sitting by the river, staring directly into the camera. His eyes were white, completely drained of color. His lips moved slowly. I found it. The place where souls wait before they burn. Behind him, the pyres glowed brighter, as if feeding on his words. Then the frame distorted, the screen turned black, and the file refused to open ever again. After that, strange things began to happen to others. People who filmed along the Ganges claimed their recordings would start playing on their own after midnight. Some said their headphones filled with a humming voice even when no audio was open. A few swore they heard their own names whispered from the static. And sometimes, when they deleted the files, the same clips reappeared the next morning. Police dismissed it as superstition, but in the alleys of Varanasi, the old priests and boatmen say something else. They say the shadow god has awakened, that its fires burn beneath the water now, unseen, eternal. And the drowned widow still sings, waiting for her next listener. Because once someone hears her, she learns their name. And she never forgets. So, if you ever visit Varanasi, if you walk along the river late at night and hear a soft melody rising from the water, don't look. Don't listen. Don't record. Just walk away. Because once you hear her song, the Ganges remembers you. And one day, it will call you back.